Greetings everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Challenges Guide. Now for those of you who are new to this series, or those that need a bit of a refresher, the Weekly Challenges are a set of 5 events that go live Thursday night, Friday morning, depending on your region. These usually consist of 4 races already available that, depending on your progression, you may need to unlock, while the 5th is a special event that usually takes place of a mission challenge, time trial, or an actual race. So with that out of the way, let's see what is on offer for us this week. So we kick things off with the European Sunday Cup 400. This is a 2-lap race at Dragon Trail Gardens Reverse. And this requires a road car from the following countries there. And you can see some of the examples there below. For this, I'm just going to get out this DS3 Racing that I've already kind of modified here. Quick, easy, and all that, and even on these tires. So let's do a lap around this place to see how that is. So here we are. We go into turn 1 here. Second gear. Right through. We start right about here. All the way out to the curb. All that way. Down underneath this bridge here. And this is one of the trickier portions of this one to really get right. And this 3 through 4 here, which I like to refer to as the quadrants because it's 4 quarters. So I go in here 4th gear, then 3rd, going into the second one, the 3rd, keep it in 3rd, coming out the 4th, and then into 4th gear. And into turn 5, 3rd gear through here. I find 3rd to be pretty decent through this section here. You can kind of hold it and accelerate right on out depending on the kind of car you have. And then you pretty much just fly to the 4th gear. Just be careful not to go too far off. And then, right over here, 2nd gear. Keep the car accelerated right about there, so you'll be touching that curve there as you exit. And you'll just be accelerated pretty much all the way. And you'll go to another tricky section here, which is the chicane, turns 11, 12, and 13. You want to set yourself up right over here. I go in 3rd gear, I go over that curve, then 2nd gear, over that one a bit, like we're in this, just eats that stuff up. And we got a 13, accelerate, try to be more careful than I was here. And then depending on your car again, over here, I like to hold a bit through the corner there, and then fully on accelerator. 4th gear, 5th. A tricky lap, but once you figure out everything, it should work for you. And that is a lap around Dragon Trail Gardens. So, let's get to the race, and let's see what happens. So, some quick tips here. Ideal spots for overtakes are turns 3 through 6, 7, 9, 13, and 14. Be aware of the AI in turns 3 and 4, 7, 8, and 14, as they tend to brake and slow up quite a lot. So, if you're going for a clean race bonus, just be wary of that and adjust your path accordingly through these corners there. They will catch you out if you're not paying attention. Next, the Historic Sports Car Masters. This is a 1-lap race at the Nürburgring, Nordschleife, requiring a road car, 580 performance points between 1960 and 1989. And some of those examples in between that year bracket there. Of course, if you've watched this before, you already know my choice. I usually don't even have to think about it, although I did briefly consider that Pantera. But just stick with what I know. No hot laps around here, so the tips, basically same thing I gave last week for one of the races there, still applies here. And as usual, beware of the AI, braking pretty much everywhere around here, especially here with the slower cars there. It's bad enough they're slow enough when you come across them, and then they brake multiple times through corners there. So again, if you're going for a clean race bonus, just be aware of that. It might ruin it if you're not looking. Next, the Porsche Cup. 5 laps around Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa. 650 horsepower or less in a Porsche. And there's, of course, all your examples there. And I just felt like cheesing things, so we're just going to use the Porsche 911 GT1 Strawson version. Ignore the racing cards there because it's not going to allow you to take this thing. Anyhow, let's do a lap around here to get a better feel for it. So, down the front straightaway we come here. I'm going to brake. Third gear is what I usually like to use, right next to that curve there. Accelerate right on out. Fourth gear, and I like to keep fourth through here just to be safe about it. I'm not using too much power. I'm not in a position where the car will pretty much get fishtailing. Fifth gear, and then down here through turn 6 and third gear. I always like to keep it that curve there. Don't accelerate too early because you'll understeer right off here. Accelerate right on out. These corners, 7, and then this very tricky chicane down here, 8 through 10, third gear, 8, hold about, and then accelerate right about here, and you should pretty much make it around here, especially in this car there. It's still a racing car, even if it is a road car in quotations. So brake, second gear here, we'll turn 12. Hold it to the inside and carefully accelerate right on out here. You don't want to be too violent there. Again, you'll get loose. And then this very tricky section here, third gear is what I like to do. Up the curve a bit and get to going here. And then finally up going turn 50 here. Brake, second gear. You're right about to the curve, right through the middle. And accelerate as soon as you see that little box over there. That's pretty much your lap around Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa. Tricky place to get, but pretty fun once you do. Now, let's get on to the race and see what to do from there. So, of course, ideal spots for overtaking here, I find, tend to be turns 5 and 6, 8, 10, and 12. Those are places that I feel are pretty good, guaranteed places to get around the eye without much issue. You will want to be aware of the other cars in turns 2 through 5, 8 through 10, 13, and 14. These will trip you out every single time because, again, they tend to brake super hard and multiple times. Next, World Touring Car 700. This is a 7-lap race with 10 times fuel use and 9 times tire wear around Panorama motor racing circuit. And of course, 700 performance points, and usually tends to be Group 4 cars. So I'm going to use one, even if it is technically a touring car, and that's the Elantra. And while I change over properly to the proper tires here, let's do a lap. So here we are, Bathurst. They're on second gear, going through Hell Corner. Then accelerate right about here. Now, if anyone is considering using this particular car there, it's worth noting that because it's front-wheel drive, you have to do a lot of your steering and a lot of your pointing before you do the acceleration. So keep that in mind. Anyhow, here, third gear with the quarry. I like to keep the inside this way and then full throttle from there. And then through this corner here, kind of let off before hitting this massive braking zone with the cutting. Crank it right through there, accelerate right on out. Now, thankfully, because this is a Group 3 car or anything higher, you can just flat put it through here, even non-human guys. You pretty much gonna be able to do that. Pretty much fly right through here. This is pretty much a fun section here. Solid part. This to right here. This is just amazing stuff. And then brake for Skyline. Into the S's here. Very tricky here. And this is the most confidence I usually tend to use. Anything normal or heavy tricky. And then right down here through the dipper, forced elbow. First gear I tend to use for rotation. And accelerate there. And the high gear there. Down the Conrad straight. Now this is where if you have a horsepower disadvantage, you're going to need to keep your eyes peeled because the cars that do have it, they will not waste time getting around. It's one of the few times the AI is very smart enough to work out something. And of course, come down right here to the chase. Now the second, use those curves if you are seeing enough anyway. I'm not going to spin out underneath it. Pull on acceleration, and then brake right after the 100 board there for Murray's quarter. Accelerate right on out onto the front straightaway, and that is a lap on the northbound motor circuit there. So now let's go to the race and see what the strategy is this time around. So this is an interesting one. Now mediums usually the viable option here, but you might consider hards because it's actually pretty hard on the tires. So in some instances, mediums might actually be for you. And then a one-stopper, safe bet, it'll get you to the race, but you could pull off a no-stop too. Just be wary about it when you save fuel. And finally, a mission challenge, just a special event at the Nürburgring Nordschleife featuring the Suzuki XC18. Manual transmission only, so no automatics here. So this, I kind of don't really have much of a solution here. It's a tricky one. Drive painfully slow, don't use the throttle a lot, back and forth between third and fourth gear, and let gravity do its course on the downhill. That's really all I could say for this. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it regardless, whether you just tuned in or haven't been here quite some time. If you like this, give it a like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified whenever these videos go up. So that is it for this week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.